Excellency, welcome and thank you for being part of the TAS Conclave.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
We must appreciate the efforts being done by the ministry and of course the great works done by Your Excellency in promoting Oman. Before we start the conversation, I would also like to thank students who have come from 4 colleges, namely Muscat University, Muscat College, College of Management and Technology, and Majan College University for being part of the conclave. A round of applause, please. Your Excellency, my first question, there were 2.9 million visitors in Oman last year. How has been this year for tourism?
Perhaps I'll take you one step backwards. Back in 2020 and 2021, when the world was suffering the unfortunate consequences of COVID-19. And that's when the tourism sector in Oman, just like anywhere else in the world, suffered significantly from decreased number of visitors and lower occupancy rates. And it was a time where the tourism sector was really pressured at its maximum. 2.9 million back in 2022 shows a great degree of recovery. So back in 2019, the total number of visitors was 3.5 million, and that was like the record high back in that date. And we're expecting that we are going to break this record this year, especially that the first 3 quarters of 2023 saw around 3 million visitors already.
Wow, 3 million visitors. That's a big jump if you're looking at the overall stats over the last 2 years. What is in pipeline to cater to these, growing number of visitors? Of course, there are certain regulations that are being cut off, to keep people, I would say, how do we keep people holidaying in Oman?
Apart from the current product that is a diverse product and it caters to more than one segment in the market, there are a number of projects that are upcoming right now, and these projects are just going to add additional depth into the entire tourism ecosystem. So these projects could be such as the Oman Botanical Gardens project that is currently under development here in Muscat. It could be projects that were recently opened, like the zip line up in Musandam. It's the world's longest over water. It actually got the record. We have the Oman Across Ages Museum in Manah in the Dakhliya region, and these are all examples of projects that would just keep on adding more diversity to the tourism product here in Oman.
Adding on to Oman Across Ages Museum, I think we've all known during the national day holidays, we had record numbers of visitors, traveling all the way to Israel and visiting the iconic museum. I think the number was around 26,000 in 2 days.
Around 26, yes. So the first day we had around 11,800 people, and this as well reflects the scale of this museum. So the museum is able to cater to this large amount of visitors in one single day. And the second day we had around 6,000 or 7,000.
That's a big number. Your Excellency, what type of tourism is Oman offering? We are seeing the other countries, they are specialized in business tourism, health tourism. What kind of tourism are we focused on? What are the strategies?
Oman is welcome to all sorts of tourists. And we have teams working towards achieving numbers in either leisure, cultural tourism, business tourism, MICE, etc., etc. But if we were going to focus on, I would say, a few segments, I would say that adventure tourism is the focus for the next phase. This subsector appear to be enjoys a great degree of competitiveness compared to the region. During the pandemic, perhaps this was one of the sectors that were heavily contributed to allowing the tourism sector to actually sustain and survive. So local tourists were enjoying exploring different parts of Oman. And third, I would say that there is a growing number of tourists in the world. So researchers suggest that around 100 million tourists every year fly from Europe only for adventure tourism, and I believe Oman could get a fair share of that. These numbers are going to contribute in achieving objectives that we would want to have. For example, the contribution to GDP in 2022 was around 2.4%. And we're expecting this to increase to 2.75% in the next 2 years. Adventure tourism could be one of those sectors that would be contributing to a large degree. The other segment would be ecotourism, and Oman has a very diverse nature. The tourists not only would want to come here and relax, but they could actually learn a bit about the diversity of Oman. And a number of conservative areas are being developed right now with the Environment Authority and other stakeholders. And the idea is to provide as well an additional element to the tourism mix in the country. And as I told you, there is additional focus, for example, in the business tourism, or what we call MICE. It has a greater economic impact compared with other types of tourists. And in the last few months, we have seen large-scale events taking place here in Muscat, following a rigorous and aggressive marketing campaign done by the ministry in order to attract these events to Oman.
You just spoke about the record number of visitors coming to Oman, and also touched upon the figures in terms of investments, and I'm sure it will also invite major investors from outside the country to come to Oman. But one of the curious things that I've always wanted to ask is about the local communities. Aren't they in danger of being lost in all these developments, or is the ministry doing anything to support their initiatives?
No, in fact, I think they are an integral part of the tourism product. We could see places like Al-Aqr neighborhood in Nizwa, or Misfat Al-Abreen and Al-Hamra and other areas, and I'm sure that local businesses in other areas would like to learn from this interesting experience. These are becoming centers of attractive offer. We saw this during the National Day holidays. We can see it right now during the peak of the tourism season. They would help us keep our offer authentic. And I think that this is in line with what the ministry is looking for. So the ministry provides assistance, facilitation, and support to these areas. And I believe that because of the active contribution of local communities, the tourism product would remain sustainable and authentic.
The artificial intelligence is the buzzword for this year. We've been all talking about it. His Majesty Sultan Haytham just recently touched upon the importance of artificial intelligence and how government institutions should come forward in developing that aspect. We will be extensively talking about artificial intelligence in one of our panels today. But just curious, what part does travel and tourism play in artificial intelligence with regards to the Ministry of Tourism?
Artificial intelligence is a fact. It's something that we all have to deal with. So we either make use of it or we suffer the consequence of how is it going to impact and affect the business. In tourism, I believe that it's already playing a role. Researchers suggest that around 32% of all travel industry revenue is going to be generated by AI one way or another. Currently, there are already services provided in the tourism industry that are heavily influenced by AI. And I think that the young population of Oman is quite ready to seize these opportunities. Although there is another school of thought that suggests that tourism as an industry is a face-to-face interactive service. It requires people, it requires an active participation from human beings, but I think that there is going to be an interesting mix between using AI in developing further the tourism sector and the need for people to actually upskill and reskill in order to be able to cope with it. I think that the jobs that might be lost because of technology could be easily offsetted either by growth in the sector or by the development of other job opportunities in the future.
Just to add on to that, is there a threat to the jobs when it comes to, I think we all keep talking about it.
I think if we look at it from one angle, yes, definitely be jobs that will no longer require human beings to actually perform them. But if we look at the bigger picture, they would immediately be offsetted by other jobs that would be created that perhaps today we don't have a clear idea about.
Your Excellency, I keep hearing about this Gift for Life campaign. Now, what's that about?
See, post-pandemic, we realized that the trends in tourism have changed, and the psychology of a tourist became very, very different. People would want to go and discover themselves. People would want to go and have this pure conversation with nature. You know, people want to come back to who they actually are. And being in a position where we would want to actively market Oman in order to achieve the targets set by the Vision 2040, we thought of launching this campaign that targets a few countries in order to portray Oman and remind our target audience about what Oman has to offer. And hence came the idea of the campaign Oman Gift for Life. This campaign was launched back in November. It targets a number of countries in Europe, in the region, and in Asia. And we would run this campaign all the way till we participate historically as I think the first country in the region to become the guest of honor in the ITB in Berlin in March. And this is the largest tourism fair. So I think the next phase is going to be quite active for Oman tourism, and we are very excited to see positive results following this campaign.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and best wishes to all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share these insights with you.